Mario, welcome back to another awesome video, and today's movie review is going to be of Transformers 1. So Transformers 1 was going to kind of sort of be a prequel to Transformers franchise in general. The beginning of Optimus Prime, the beginning of Megatron, and to put it in paraphrase, how Megatron met Optimus Prime. That sounds like a sitcom, actually. Or sounds like very much like When Harry Met Sally type of thing. But this movie is directed by Josh Cooley, and with this movie being almost a year old coming up and coming soon, and after rewatching this movie, it's a damn shame this is not gonna get a franchise, or it's not gonna get a trilogy or a sequel, because Josh Cooley has showed zero interest in wanting to do a trilogy or a franchise. And at first, when this movie came out, I was fine with this not having a sequel or having multiple movies and multiple sequels. But honestly, I think this would have been really cool to have at least a second film or a third film. I mean, imagine you have the second movie or the third movie end off where Cybertron's being destroyed by Unicron, maybe, and we have Megatron's there too, and the last shot of that said sequel or of that said third movie is the Autobots heading to Earth and Megatron following along with the rest of the Decepticons. I think that would have been actually really pretty cool. But I think at the end of the day, we can't blame the director for saying no and like basically red lighting this whole thing. At the end of the day, we could blame the advertisement for this film, because the advertisement and the trailers for this film played it off very like, whoa, it's Optimus Prime and it's Megatron, they're on a buddy cop thing, they're gonna do some shenanigans or whatever. Like, the way it felt felt too Guardians of the Galaxy. And don't get me wrong, there is humor in this, but this movie has a lot more serious moments and has a lot more intense and dramatic scenes and dramatic performances. But I will say this, I will say a few things. So right out the gate, I will at least give everybody credit. I mean, Chris Hemsworth is Optimus Prime, Scarlett Johansson as, I want to say RC, but I know it's not RC. I forgot who she is. I think it's Alita. Keegan-Michael Key as Bumblebee, and Brian Tyree Henry as Megatron. Now, I think they do a great job. However, I do have a few small little notes for each person. Well, at least mainly the main three. So, Chris Hemsworth, I feel like he's just kind of playing himself. Like, his voice feels just very Chris Hemsworth. But don't get me wrong, I think he plays Optimus Prime very well. Like a young Optimus Prime, I think he works. But in terms of his voice, there's not a lot of difference. Although towards like the last act of the film, he starts to sound a little bit more like Peter Cullen, and that little like Autobots roll out and sort of like kind of channels that a tiny bit, which is kind of a nice thing. But in terms of Scarlett Jo and Keegan-Michael Key, I mean, I like the characters, I like the iterations we have of these characters, but it's just Scarlett Johansson's voice being Scarlett Johansson, and it's just Keegan-Michael Key being Keegan-Michael Key. Although I do love the Aatron reference, that I did love. Now, I will admit, the first half of the movie does feel like it's just kind of standard. It kind of just feels very okay. It follows like certain beats. It follows like this steady pace. We get to the second act and the second half of the movie where we meet Lawrence Fishburne, which, by the way, Lawrence Fishburne's character is pretty great. And not only that, but it's Lawrence Fishburne. He's pretty awesome. But when we finally meet his character, that's when things really get good. Like, the movie gets super good. I'm not even kidding you. There's just something really cool about when they get their Energon cubes, or they get their Allsparks, or they get their Matrix Energons, whatever they are, and they finally transform. Like, once they start doing that, things pick up real quick, because then we have like the Royal Guard, and we have Starscream, who is voiced amazingly by Steve Buscemi, and I think that's awesome. I think that's great casting choice. We have John Hamm, who is Sentinel Prime, and I think he was such a perfect choice too, because he plays Sentinel so sleazy and such a douchebag and so arrogant. It's so great. But here's the thing that I think the movie exceeds and excels at, is if you told me that this movie was mainly 100% a Megatron origin movie, I think you would have the best Megatron movie, because I feel like Brian Tyree Henry really hits a home run and hits it over 9,000 with his performance as Megatron. There's just something about him going from this very optimistic kind of like lightheaded, level-headed kind of guy, D16, to all of a sudden you feel that anger, the frustration, you feel his rage and his betrayal and everything just build up, and him anticipate, and you wait for that moment of him becoming the villain. Like we watch the rise and the fall of D16 and the rise and the fall of Megatron, and we witness also the rise and the fall of Orion Pax, who becomes Optimus Prime. For Christ's sakes, Megatron literally rips Sentinel Prime in half, and he has this big monologue that's just so epic, and you just see like the best friend that Optimus Prime once had was gone.
The age of crimes has ended! No more false prophets! Follow me, and you will never again be deceived! Rise up!
The moment he said, "I'm done saving you," that was just like the last straw, and it's like you see that he's gone. Like that person that Orion Pax once knew, gone, and it's just so grippy, it's so good. But you do have to get through a very kind of like generic, very standard, very by the numbers first act to get a really excellent second act and second half. But I am going to give Transformers 1, I am going to give it a B+. So Transformers 1, have you guys seen it? What did you think of it? Let me know in the comment section down below. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please smash the like button. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. I do awesome videos every day, if not every week. Make sure you ring that bell to new videos every week. Share the video with family and friends, all the good stuff and more. Leave suggestions down in the comments. You name it, I'll look into it as best as possible. Got more movie reviews. I know I've been really like hunkering down on movie reviews, but there will be some TV show reviews. But I want to get some movie reviews going, and then I'll maybe take some requests for TV shows that maybe that were suggested to me, or just ones that I might be interested in doing. Plus, I've kind of been taking a small break from TV show reviews because some of the TV shows I've been watching, I've been kind of like just watching off camera and just watching for my own pleasure. Like, I've been watching Invincible, and part of me is like, I would love to review it, but I want to have it for my own comfort, and if it does get requested, then great. If not, then it's just for my own personal game. But anyways, guys, look out for more movie reviews. I will try and squeeze in some other stuff, but more movie reviews and other things to look out for. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you all next time.